his talent agent that you would know how his career was tracking over that 30 years you were with him, would you not?
He became the biggest star in the world.
And do you take any credit for that?
Yes.
Most of Johnny's witnesses have been so helpful during the trial, except for Winnie. His old employees and friends testified for him in the past few days with all their stories and timelines aligned together. Some of Amber's friends and family never failed to praise him during their time on the stand too. Now, we have a new witness for day 19 of the defamation trial, and her attitude might not help Johnny in this case. Tracy Jacobs was Johnny's former agent, and we really didn't like how she talked about the actor during her testimony. She was Johnny's agent for 3 decades, so you'd expect her to talk about the actor a bit nicer than she did. Tracy claims that she helped him be the biggest star in the world before they suddenly parted ways in 2016.
As of the time that you were terminated by Mr. Depp in October 2016, did you still believe that Mr. Depp was the greatest movie star in the world?
No.
Most probably because of all the abuse allegations. With Tracy, she's giving us a bit of Elaine vibes, Amber's lawyer. They're both similar since they act like Karens in court. A bunch of know-it-alls who think everything they say is believable and correct. They honestly look like 1, 2, the short blonde bob, the glasses, everything. Tracy was the one who looked for and negotiated jobs for Johnny.
I was his agent, so my job, as all agents are, was to find, procure, and negotiate jobs for him, acting jobs for him.
Like all agents do. From this point, we already know that her testimony might be controversial, as Johnny is known to have lost his acting jobs once Amber accused him of committing domestic violence. Obviously, Johnny is very talented, so no wonder he's one of the most famous celebrities ever. Tracy, nonchalantly takes all the credit for that.
You take any credit for that?
Yes.
And why? What do you think your contributions were to Mr. Depp becoming the biggest star in the world?
Well, A, that he was extraordinarily talented, and B, that my talent was compatible with his in terms of understanding the kinds of roles and scripts and filmmakers that would make sense for him to work with.
She thinks she and Depp are clearly compatible with each other. At this point, Johnny can be seen smirking in the background while watching his ex-agent's video deposition.
What is your understanding of the reason why Mr. Depp terminated you?
I really don't know. All I know is he terminated essentially everyone in his life, so I was along for the ride, I guess.
Line 20.
When asked why she thinks Johnny fired her, she revealed that the actor actually cut off everyone in his life, so she was probably in it for the ride as well. Then, this is where things get interesting. Amber's lawyers state Johnny's testimony about why she fired Tracy.
Practiced upon me by Mr. Mandel and Mr. Bloom. At a certain point, Tracy Jacobs began to sort of become revealed as, I won't say co-conspirator necessarily, but she was part of that little group. And it seemed in my best interest to walk away from that relationship because her interests were quite different than when we started.
He thinks she was conspiring with everyone else, perhaps feeling like she was stabbing him in the back. He admitted that he thought it was best to just walk away from everyone, including Tracy. Imagine someone you've worked with for almost half of your life turning their back against you for allegations that have not been proven. That must have hurt for Johnny. Tracy continues to be a Karen by disrespectfully answering questions after Johnny mentioned that she only stayed with him for the money.
I believe she even stated that the reason she kept me for so long was, the quote, was the money.
She defends herself and says that Johnny became a difficult client in the past 10 years she represented him.
Was Mr. Depp a difficult client to represent?
He wasn't initially, and it became far more complicated in the last 10 years.
She blamed all of Johnny's unprofessional behavior because of his increased abuse of drugs and alcohol. She's so entitled. Tracy also points out that Cruz used to love him, but they suddenly didn't because of his bad behavior.
Well, initially, Cruz loved him because he was always so great with the crew, but Cruz don't love sitting around for hours and hours and hours waiting for the star of the movie to show up.
She also blames Johnny for all the wrong things she did during his career. Although she's a bit of a Karen during her deposition, she still testifies that Johnny never hit or abused anyone in his life.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp hit a woman?
Objection.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp throw anything at a woman?
No.
Have you ever seen Mr. Depp kick a woman?
No.
Other than Amber Heard, do you know of any other woman who ever accused Mr. Depp of physical abuse?
No.
Even the worst people still claim that Johnny Depp is innocent. We'd love to see more about this trial. Tune in our next videos. Thanks for watching.